I'm hearing all of what you say to me, but I'll think it over. It's a little bit hard to breathe, to breathe, to breathe. This kinda seems like it's a common theme. You don't think I understand what you said to me, to me, to me. Yeah, every time that we have this talk, it's a little bit hard to admit our faults. But I'm not so perfect. Is all of this worth it? Is all of this worth it? This feeling is fading, and I can't look back and can't catch my breath. It's too hard to let go. It's too hard to let go. Good, 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 Just look at me, breathing deep. After all the things we've been reasons not to let this slip through our hands. This feeling is fading, and I can't look back and can't catch my breath. It's too hard to let go. It's too hard to let go.
Welcome to the Thursday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Thursday. Welcome, everybody. Echo Resto Dragon, Cosmic Seeking, Alia, welcome. Man, do we have quite a lot to talk about. Holy yikes. The big story of the day, of course, is the wild broadcast from Alex Jones earlier today. That is basically the only thing that's being talked about. Mayhem Hippie, how's it going? The Senate separately voted down 2 additional provisions to address the labor dispute, whether to institute a 60-day extension, which failed, and then the other one failed. So, yeah. Cool. In other words, probably the workers aren't going to get that the workers aren't going to get that paid sick leave, which was the whole reason that they were threatening to strike. Not good. Not good at all. All right, so obviously the talk of the town is the whole Kanye thing, so we're gonna address that. It is unbelievable. All right, let me pull up some stuff here. How did the Republicans get to wreck the bill? Because they're always against workers. But that's just kind of par for the course. Army of Lime, how's it going? How did the Republicans get to wreck the bill? By voting against it. They were so cute holding hands together. What? President Biden did talk about it in the video. Wait, talk about what? The whole Kanye situation? But the Republicans don't have the majority? No, but they, oh, the railroad? Whatever. I mean, listen, President Biden said he was going to be a pro-union, and that he was going to be supportive of labor. So, I mean, unless he's, like, out there advocating for the workers, and, you know, it is what it is. Maple Leaf Dragon with 25 biddies. Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, they don't need the majority to... as long as they get under the filibuster, threshold, then they're good. Hey, Simulacra, how's it going? Howdy. All right. Folks, don't forget, if you want to support this channel, head on over to our YouTubes, hit the subscribe button. Please cancel the Alex Jones sewage and not talk about it. Well, unfortunately, we have to. When you have like the normalization of Nazi ideology coming through the vessel of a huge international media figure, like an artist like Kanye West or Ye, whatever, who also has literally met with the ex-president of the United States. Talk about like the amount of red flags here. Yeah, it just has to be talked about. The House knew this would be the outcome when they voted on the bill separately, like they did. Exactly. Yeah. So here we are. You give them oxygen and publicity if you talk about it? No. You only give them oxygen and publicity if you allow them to speak unabated. No one's pushing back on this. None of the figures of any of the podcasts that he's been on have effectively pushed back. So it's up to the public, whether it be one small streamer with a dozen viewers or multi-million subscriber channels talking about it, condemning this. Yeah, it has to happen. Kanye's big enough to drown in publicity. That's true. One small a difficult truth isn't going to promote it isn't going to give Kanye any type of publicity other than what he already has. Trust me. Hassan pushback? Yeah, everybody needs to push back. Everyone. This is not okay. The normalization of Nazi ideology and Nazi talking points through the vessel of this mega, rap star who's known internationally, who has millions and millions and millions of followers. Cannot be understated. Mike from P. Yeah, everybody needs to be pushed, regardless of the feelings. Everyone needs to push back, big and small. Railroad votes. Some of the same Republicans who voted for the sick provision joined 5 members of the Democratic caucus: Bernie Sanders, as well, an independent, as well as John Hickenlooper, Kirsten Gillibrand, Elizabeth Warren, and Markey voting no. Those lawmakers are Senator Collins, Tim Cotton, Ted Cruz, Bill Hagerty, Josh Hawley, Marco Rubio, and Pat Toomey. In voting no? Wait, so they voted it down, that amendment? Yeah, I mean, it was never going to pass. The problem that the Democrats did was that they put it in 2 separate bills, in 2 separate votes. Why would they do that? Don't worry, I got you. Rand Paul vote president like the coward that he is. True. True. Um, yeah, the Democratic Party decided in their infinite wisdom that they were going to hold two separate votes wherein they could have just made it a single vote, a single resolution or bill or whatever you want to call it. Unfreaking real. Biden said that he would work further to support paid sick leave. I've long been a supporter of paid sick leave for all workers in industries, not just the rail industry, and my fight for that critical benefit continues. Cool. So then why didn't he ask Congress to do this proper? Why is Congress making two separate votes? And why didn't he come out against the railroad companies, even if it's just in rhetoric? Why didn't he come out publicly and say, like, yo, railroad companies, you guys are screwing over the workers. Give them paid sick leave. If you don't, then Congress will have to interfere, and they will go. They'll make the deal in favor of the workers. He could have just publicly made a statement, and that's it. That would have been the end of it. There would be no reason for me to criticize him. If you would have came out and said, hey, I support the railroad workers. They need and they deserve paid sick leave. I'm asking Congress right now to draft a resolution that if this strike happens, then we will intervene and it will be in favor of the workers. He could have just said that and we would have no reason. There would be no way to criticize him. Perhaps they did it so the GOP voted down the parts that will do them the most damage. No, it doesn't matter. You're playing with people's lives. I don't give a shit. You're playing with the workers' lives. Because the watered-down bill was the only one that will pass, but the worker-friendly bill was introduced to show that the Dems are working on the problem. Right, but knowingly, why would they separate these two things? Why would they separate these two things? If the Democratic Party would have made the bill linking that paid sick leave and it would have been shot down, the strike is going to happen. The strike is going to happen, and it's and so be it. If that happens, then at that point, the Democrats could then point to the Republicans and say, look. But of course, snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory, completely fumbling the situation. Right, and if the watered down bill didn't get passed, then it wouldn't be illegal for them to strike. Correct, and they would strike. So either way, labor ends up with the upper hand, which is the point. And that would have been a pro-labor move. Because the more advanced part got voted down by the GOP. No, it was two separate votes. If they would have forced the Republicans to vote on one resolution with that paid sick leave, attached to it, knowing that the GOP is going to torpedo it, then you can't really say anything else. Then not only would it be the GOP's fault, but also it would allow the workers to strike. Either way, labor wins. That would have been the labor friendly move. Move. Did you see the new Kanye? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about it a little bit, Kraylio. Sheesh. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, 1 day of strike will cost the U.S. billions. 1 to 2 billion maximum. And so be it. The way they did it, they did it to make the GOP back. The GOP doesn't look bad here. It makes the Dems look useless. It makes the Dems look fickle. It makes the Democratic Party look fickle. That's the problem, right? Because you can't make statements like, yeah, I'm the biggest pro-union president. Yeah, I'm the biggest pro-labor president since FDR and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. And then do this. And then do this. The Dems will get the kudos for stopping the strike. That's not the point. They shouldn't stop this. First of all, they shouldn't. But if they are going to interfere, they should do it on behalf of the workers. The original contract was not addressing the problems that the workers were having. That's why they were getting angry. That's the problem. The Dems, the contract that's going to end up being forced down these workers' throats is the contract that they didn't want. So how does that look? It looks bad. It looks bad on the Democratic side. And I don't, passing the measure forces a bad yes, it forces a bad contract. If it had sunk the work, if it had been sunk, the workers would have retained the right to fight for a better contract. Correct, which is the whole point. The whole point is the Democratic Party had an opportunity to force a heads I win, tails you lose situation against the railroad companies. Against the railroad companies. The Dems could have forced a heads I win, tails you lose situation on the railroad companies by saying, you know what, we will pass a resolution and it's going to have paid sick leave. And you know what, screw it. We'll try to pass it. And if it fails, oh well, then you've got a strike on your hands. Deal with it. Fix the problem. Give the workers paid sick leave. The way it will come out now will win many more votes for the Dems and make the GOP take the big L. No, it won't. No, it won't. The workers aren't happy about this. The workers aren't happy about this. This is not a good deal for them. This is not a good deal for them. And it makes the Democratic Party look bad. Okay? Simple as that. It makes the Democratic Party look bad because they're supposed to they propose themselves as, or at least Biden did, as a pro-labor president, as a pro-union president, and then he shafted them. What is good for the USA? That's a broad question. In regards to what? This? I don't know. Yeah, 4 unions that constituted the majority of the workers. Those 4 unions constituted the majority of the workers. Those 4 unions constituted the majority of the railroad workers. Yeah, having enough railroad workers so that they can take sick days when they're sick is good for the U.S. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. Paid sick leave and decent wages. True. That's good for the U.S. That's good for the railroad workers, which in tandem is good for the U.S. Talking about like the inflation and supply chain issues, it would be really nice having a smooth working rail system. Biden did not say that in the video. Biden said most agreed with him. Nah, they don't. That's a lie. That's a lie. Those 4 unions comprise the majority of the railroad workers. That's why they're pissed. That's why they're pissed. Building up the workforce we rely on to haul our goods is good for the U.S. True. True. They will never do that because all the members of Congress, in one way or another, see themselves as worker friends, and they'll never do anything to make the workplace more hostile. Also, their donor masters don't want worker progress. True. Anyways, we'll talk about the political fallout potentially because of this. The major news has a spin on it? No, the major news is where I got this information from. I got those numbers from these major outlets. Mr. Johnny, how's it going? They have other workers who aren't in the PMC. They have othered workers. Yep. Everyone is talking about Kanye West and Trump. True. Yeah. Hello, my fellow GOP brother. Nah. Oof. I don't know why you would ever, given the circumstances that's going on here, I don't know why you would even show your face, considering all what's happening here. You guys are lucky that you have politics in US and EU, and living in Russia means USSR system, but with capitalism. Well, I mean, no, politics, just one guy. Yeah, well, that's autocracy for you. Yes, Vladimir Putin is an autocrat, an authoritarian. Yes. Imagine coming in here and saying, hello, my fellow GOP brother, after all that's been going down. How embarrassing. Having two parties is only marginally better than having one party, and 12 parties and up is a good system. Well, I would argue that having a parliamentary system is better. But it has its own issues. But I would say I would rather have some type of parliamentary system. Having two parties is less choice than one party. Wait, how does that make sense? Having two parties is less choice than one party. How do I square that one? I don't... Having two parties is less choice than one party. If you have one party, then you don't have a choice. With one party, you pick the candidate you want? No. I mean, yeah, but it's under the same party, which is under... You don't have any other capabilities of expanding out of that. The two wings of the same bird? Maybe. But... That's like saying, like, yeah, I want to be under one party. Where I can choose between, I guess, different candidates within that party, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna be the will of one party. You don't get a choice there. You don't get a choice there. That doesn't seem logical to me. Um, I think the more um, I think the more like democratic system that I would prefer um, is a system that would allow multiple parties in some kind of parliamentary system. You do. It's just not binary. Well, no, I don't want it to be binary. I don't want just to have to choose, bad and less bad. I agree with you on that. Um, I agree with you on that. It's not great to have to choose between bad and less bad. But what I would like is a system where we can have more parties that could encourage people to participate more. One party is the same as there not being any party or every one candidate choosing their own party. Nah, that's not really how that ends up working, though. that that is not the same. Because if you're under one party, you're still bound, despite of your different candidates. Yeah, I don't know about that. All political parties should just be banned. Their sole purpose is to launder money. Well, the issue then would be, why is there not publicly funded elections? Why is there not publicly funded elections? Why are we allowing, um, why are we allowing all these oligarchs and whatnot to be able to legally fund and launder this money to just become basically their way of enacting their will, right? Why are we allowing, essentially all these wealthy and powerful people um, the ability to do that? That's the question. For instance, in Democratic primaries, people don't vote for the candidate they like. They vote for the candidate they think that can beat. They vote for the candidate that they think that can beat the evil Republican. Sure, but the problem is that we're dealing with a binary system, which is not ideal. Um, which is not ideal. I would not like. I don't like being under this system. Where all I have is to game theory out which party is just slightly less bad, But it is what it is. Yes, because the two parties provide a false illusion of choice. Kind of. You're still gonna get shit. But I don't think that these things are equal. And furthermore, I think that we should be pushing for more democratic systems, for a more democratic system. Yes. Yes, if you wanna tell me that the two-party system sucks, yeah, I agree with you. The two-party system sucks. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Is Biden really a bad president, just like it showed by Russian propaganda TV? I mean, there's valid criticisms of him, but it could always be worse, I guess. DeSantis is the way to appeal to the moderate centrist nationalists and independents. If we get enough liberal support, we can build a coalition to defeat Biden. Except, listen, the audacity of you showing your face here, despite your party being linked to literal fucking Nazis, is just fucking delicious, dude. Without ranked choice voting and or green, libertarians or communists get nothing. Yeah, I know. I know. And I would say to that, yeah, you're right. Which is why I would like more ranked choice voting across the board. I would like a system that allows more parties for people to participate in politically. I mean, for a democracy to be healthy, or at least if you want to have a more democratic system, you have to get people to participate. And having more parties or some type of parliamentary system would encourage people more to participate. The system that we have here, we have such abysmal turnout numbers, because people feel like neither party is listening to them. Hope and text next time the BBC makes another video about the president of the US was to see Trump the corona delay. What? No idea what any of those things have to do with anything. Okay. Anyways, yeah, well that's my take on that. Yeah, two-party system bad. A side note for mentioning the Communist Party, I was asked when I applied to become a citizen if I was a communist, and I wonder what would have happened if I said yes. Well, if you want to answer, what year is that still a thing? That's messed up. That's messed up. Who gives a shit? Like, did they specifically ask to just if you were a communist? Boo! Attack of the bots. Oh yes, the question was in 2018. No way. What? That is effed up. That shouldn't be a thing. Like, that should not be a thing. That should not be a thing. That should not be a thing. I don't understand, like, why, someone's political affiliation or ideology should even be anywhere near a citizenship question. That's messed up. That shouldn't be a thing. Because, like, what if you were denied on the basis that you answered that question as yes? Like, okay, and? Wow, dude. That's effed up. Yes, the Majority Report background. That's right. They stole it from me. Two parties, but the wrong parties, the right wing and the libs. Yeah, or at this point, I don't even know if it's like that. I think it's more like the fascist party and, like, the center-right party. I honestly don't know. I thought it was so weird for this day and age. Yeah, exactly. Like, is this, like, remnants of, like, McCarthyism? Especially me immigrating from Britain, a very... oh, yeah. True. Only the purest... only the purest of only the purest of communism. Yeah, the outwardly fascist party, and then the enablers. Yeah, both parties are neoliberals. No. I completely reject that. That notion. I completely reject that notion. Not after. Have you seen what's been going on? Have you seen what's been going on? All right. Both bad. One is just less bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's just that the bad is outwardly like speeding towards, like, fascism. Hey, Wretched Deal, pay attention. All right, this is you. Democrats not letting the railroad workers take sick days off. Yeah, it was that's a bad move. That's a bad move. That's completely worthy of criticism. Hey, hello, criticizing. Yeah, it's a completely a valid criticism. The fact that they fumbled this, not good. Not good. All right. We got to get into some of this. So, as we know, Donald Trump is basically, for all intents and purposes, the face of the GOP. He is the GOP. He is the Republican Party, and he recently had a dinner with Nazi Nick Fuentes and Nazi Ye West. Let's fast forward a couple of days to today, shall we? It's complicated because the general feel is that with an increase in parties, you also get an increase in fragmentation, with decreased compromise, which then leads to policy gridlock. Obviously, it's hard to determine if that actually happens 100% of the time, but what I would say is that the U.S. is already divided more before multi-party, so introducing multi-party might have zero impact on these sentiments and subsequently no difference on policy output, but it does give validity to extremes. Maybe. I would just say, like, maybe it might encourage people to become more engaged. I mean, a byproduct of that could be more, even, exacerbating the polarization. But it would definitely encourage more engagement if I found a party that actually, like, connected with me on a good amount of my positions. I think people would feel encouraged to participate, right? I mean, maybe it just ends up being the complete opposite. I don't know. Alio with the 11 biddies, thank you. Yeah, he runs it. So hey, Wretched Deal, this is for you. Check it out. This is what's been going on.
And I disagree with both statements, but I get the pros.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Yeah. Oh, you're so funny, dude. Let's take a look at more clips, shall we? You paying attention, Wretched Deal? This is you. This is the Republican Party now.
And so I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say, like, you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things.
And so, I mean, I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say, like, you like?
That's the guy. That's the guy Donald Trump. Donald Trump had dinner with. That's you? Hey, you said brother of the GOP. Who runs the GOP? Donald Trump, who is having dinner with literal Nazis and this guy, Donald Trump. Kanye just wants attention. He got it. No, this is not just attention, my friend. No, this is not just attention. Kanye doesn't know history. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Halgina. Omega yikes. I thought you were in the GOP. And what part of my policies and what part of my rhetoric has ever given the inclination that I would ever be in the GOP? Non-citizens can be denied for entrance into the US if they're openly communist. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Kanye? Really? Oh, yeah, that's the liberal media? Alex Jones? Alex Jones? Well, today I've heard everything. Today I've heard everything. Apparently, Kanye going on Alex Jones and Tim Pool talking about the Jewish question, outright palling around with Nazis. Yeah, dude, that's totally that's totally what is it that you said? By the liberal media witch hunt. And which part of that is manufactured? Which part of that is fake? Which part of that is the liberal media? Because all we're doing is playing his clips. Those are his words. So what part of that? Alex Jones is a dissident disinformation agent? Yeah, he's a disinformation agent. That is correct. Yes. He is disinformation. Yes. Honestly, I think Kanye's fan base is pretty white. Yeah, it's like Kanye's fan base is now basically just going to be like poll. Yeah, how do you get GOP from that? Hey, you got that Sammy emote. Nice. What a freaking clown, dude. Ah, yes, dude. The liberal media is making Kanye go around on podcasts talking about the Jewish question. Yeah, dude. Totally a liberal media fabrication. Let's see more liberal media fabrications. Let's see if we can find more liberal media fabrications. Is this it?
I disagree with both statements, but I get the pros.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at
Cool, dude. Oh yeah, look. Here's the... Hey, that's interesting. Why did the House Judiciary GOP official account delete this tweet? Showing support for Kanye, Elon, and Trump. Damn. What happened to this tweet? Did some chickens come home to roost today or something? That's kind of weird. Why would they delete that today? A tweet that was done almost 2 months ago. A tweet from October. A tweet from October from the official GOP House Judiciary. Damn. That's super interesting. Because Jim Jordan and Ted Cruz are on the judicial. Yeah, true. Yeah, their dream ticket right there. Boom. I had to take it down after Tim Apple chastised Musk. True. Are you saying the chickens run the House Judiciary GOP Twitter account? I mean, yeah, they do. There's a couple of them. There's a couple of cowards, chickens on the GOP House Judiciary Twitter account. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. There's Jim Jordan, absolute coward, chicken. Ted Cruz, another chicken, another coward. Yeah, dude, you're right. You're absolutely right. I love like the inability to acknowledge how bad this looks, Wretched Deal. It's amazing to me. The gymnastics you probably are going through to need to justify whatever it is that it's going on through your head to make this okay, to make being conservative okay in your head. As a final point on that discussion, I suppose the founding fathers didn't really envision parties or want them in any way. Right, I think they were actually pretty explicit about that. And some people would argue that the US is a multi-party system already by accident, but that's just found an equilibrium of two core ideas that people segregate themselves with. Yeah, I don't know if I would like buy that. I don't know. I've heard that argument that like, yeah, it's actually technically multiple parties. They just kind of like, gravitate this way. Personally, I give no damns if the founding fathers wanted anyways. Nah, well, that's a good point. I would still argue that some type of multi-party parliamentarian system would probably be more ideal than what we have now. Yeah, like some type of multi-party. If we are going to have parties, if we are going to do this, then I would like it to be as democratic as possible. Oh yeah, the Judiciary Committee also has gates. True, another chicken. Right now, there's no actual leftists anywhere near power, no atheists, no workers. It's just neo-Nazis and conservatives and corporate goons holding the reins, and that won't end well. No, it won't. And like, I don't know. I've started to like kind of back off the idea of like neo-Nazis because there's nothing new about it. Neo implies that there's something new, but yeah, there's nothing new about them. They're just Nazis. People like Kanye are just Nazis. People like Nick Fuentes, Yiannopoulos are just Nazis. But certainly, if you're going to make the case for a multi-party system, it'd be worth pointing out the similarity between that idea and designs. Yeah. Some people are very patriotic about it, so you may find some compromise. Yeah. Will EU block Twitter? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know. Neo-Nazi just means someone that wants to bring Nazism back to power. I guess. Maybe I'm the one that's going to take the L on this. I always thought like neo meant like new age, you know, new age Nazis. But really, and I thought it was referring to the ideology. But really, there's nothing new about it. They're just freaking Nazis. Maybe I just misunderstood. Maybe new means like they want to bring it back. New? I don't know. Maybe that's what it means? Who knows? Maybe I'm taking the L on that one. Oh, like a Fourth Reich? A neo coming from new, recent, and revived. Okay, well, revived might fit. Maybe that's what they're referencing. Never mind, just whatever. Misnomer or not. Yeah, like a Fourth Reich. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just like Nazis, neo-Nazism is a global phenomenon with organized representation in many countries and international networks. Yeah, but like these are just Nazis. I don't know. Whatever. It's not a big deal for me. I'll bite the bullet. I'll call them neo-Nazis. Talking to right-wingers feels useless. We use the same words, but they speak a different language. Not much. Yeah, nah, whatever. Well, yeah, because the reason why you feel that way, Valanova, is because they're living in an alternate reality. They're living in an alternate reality and are engaging in Olympic levels of mental gymnastics to will that into existence, to will that alternate reality that they live in that isn't based in the real world. Yeah, they implement Olympic levels of mental gymnastics to make that happen. I don't know if it's always useless. I don't know if it's always useless to talk to right wingers. It just depends, really. It just depends. It will be the ultimate reality that will shit on them. I hope so. Snagov, how's it going? Oh, I'm gonna pronounce that really bad. Hold on. Snegonlov? Snegonlov. I don't know. I'm really bad at that, so either way, welcome. Somebody earlier asked me a question about Pokemon, so I guess I'll go back to it. What is your view on Bidoof as a Pokemon? Didn't really like Bidoof. My favorite Pokemons are water types, okay? My favorite Pokemons are water types. Either way, I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, but SNE Gone Love. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's all that time in Florida. True. True. Oh, and here's another kicker, by the way. So, here we have Elon Musk. This tweet from Ye was done while he was in that podcast or show with Alex Jones, as he was, repeatedly talking about how Hitler is cool, and how he likes Hitler, how he doesn't think Nazis are bad, talking about Holocaust denial, engaging in Holocaust denial, I should say, by questioning the Holocaust, just some terrible shit, very disturbing and terrible shit. Like, it would be one thing if it was just like some rando, nobody that showed up and started, dribbling on about the Jewish question and stuff like that, right? Except Nick Fuentes, yeah, he very explicitly denied the Holocaust happened. Yeah. Except Nick Fuentes, who is a Nazi, who has an audience, who has organized in real life, who has, this weird ability to organize in real life, who has met the president of the ex-president of the United States of America. Is now in a position to push into the mainstream because Kanye is, or Ye, whatever, is an international artist. He is huge. He is huge. Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos successfully are pushing and normalizing Nazi ideology through the vessel of Ye, who has, obviously, not only is he, this is according to himself, not only does he struggle with mental illness, but he also believes this shit. I'm laughing my ass off about this whole thing because of how Alex Jones was like, "Hey, calm down. We can't be outright. We can't be outright Nazis. We got to be more subtle, right?" Yeah, like that first clip I showed you, where Alex Jones is just laughing nervously, like, "Ha, ha, ha, yeah." But no, I don't know. Like, I can't find it funny. Despite like the clown show that it was, the 3-hour clown show that it was, I can't find it's funny because, well, the normalization of Nazi talking points through a mainstream source is deeply disturbing. Anyways, to kind of just top things off, hero of the right wing, hero, and often praised, again, by the right and again by the GOP and conservatives, Elon Musk, absolutely knew what was going on, because this tweet was done while that broadcast was happening, and instead, not only did Musk unban Kanye, or Ye, not only did Musk unban him after the whole anti-Semitic thing, not only did he unban him despite doing that anti-Semitic thing, but here he's just casually just commenting under this tweet that was going on during this broadcast. Like, oh yeah, dude, cool. Let's talk about like Jesus and whatnot. Ye is just going down the path of nonconformism. No, it's not just nonconformism. It's not just nonconformism, though. It's not. I like Elon. He's the only guy I know that when he farts, his stock goes up. Not really. That's not really true at all. I mean, if you like, I guess if you like, people who associate with anti-Semites, I guess he's your guy. If that's who you like. Does he have diagnosed by? He said he does. Oh, you don't judge, right? No, you just casually accept that. Dude, that's awesome. Here, bloop. Yikes, dude. That's just Tesla. Yeah, you don't judge, right? I guess, Nazis just don't being associated and being associated and adjacent to Nazis isn't a deal breaker for you. That's nice to know. Alex Jones is one of the most unhinged political individuals out there, and Kanye was like, yeah. The thing is, like, but I would argue, how the F did Kanye manage to be somehow worse than Alex Jones? By saying the quiet part out loud. Did you see the billions Zuckerberg lost? I don't give a shit. No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if both of them end up bankrupt tomorrow. My point is, you're okay, and apparently being Nazi adjacent is not a deal breaker for you. It's effed when Alex Jones is calling Kanye out. No, he's not really. There was no pushback in that entire broadcast. There was literal zero pushback. Zero pushback. Today's my dad's birthday and tomorrow's my kid's birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Dad, and happy birthday to your kid. Do you know Elon? Ever met him? Ever talked to him? Nope, don't care. I think I can judge him just fine by the actions and actions that he takes and actions that he doesn't take. For example, deciding to back and unban not a Nazi. So yeah, dude. I think that's all I really need to know. I see. So you just follow news and believe what you hear? No. I'm on his Twitter. I'm on his Twitter. This isn't a news article. I'm on his Twitter, dude. Reading off his thing. This isn't just a news article. I'm going straight to the source. You clown. I'm literally going straight to the source. Yeah, Elon Musk associates with somebody who's spotting Nazi shit. That's all I need to know. True. If he's so bad, would you even give Twitter... Why would you even give Twitter the time of day? Because I can criticize bad shit even while you use it? What? Yeah, okay. And? This is such a backwards... This is such a, like, logically empty statement. Yes, I can't criticize a site because I use it. And not only that, as OAS Music just pointed out, I was here before Elon took it over. That's like saying, like, yeah, dude, by your logic, then hey, do you live in the US? Then you shouldn't be allowed to criticize your government. You live here, don't you? You would never say that. You would never say that. Oh yeah, dude, you can't criticize the system that you're in because you live in the US, so you can't criticize your government. You live here. The fuck? Of course you can. You should. Clown? What kind of logic is that? I find it interesting. What? It's like saying I hate Elon, but I'll buy a Nazi VW to show everyone? What? Did I say that? Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, I understand that, you know, it's tough out there, especially with everything that happened today. Especially with everything that happened today. I know you guys are on unbelievable unbelievable levels of copium. Superhuman levels of copium today, especially after what happened. But Jesus, are you okay? Can you make like a hello? Are you making like a coherent like point, a statement? What's that about? But I'll buy a Nazi VW to show it. What? Who said anything about a Nazi VW? Jesus. The amount of the levels of copium today. Amazing. It's unbelievable, like how these people decide to deal with the situation, knowing what's happening. Damn. Just mentioning what Alyssa Milano did because she hates Elon. Just the news. Okay. Are you okay? Did anybody at any point in this chat or in this broadcast ever brought up Alyssa Milano? Did anybody in this chat, or did I ever utter the words Alyssa Milano in this chat? And what was the point of bringing that up? I know that you're on some kind of superhuman levels of copium right now, because you can't accept what's going on here. You tried to throw as much line to Daddy Elon, but it's not happening. And I know that you have to, I know that you have to huff superhuman levels of copium. But yeah, dude, you're taking jabs at Elon, okay, but still use his platform, okay? And I just told you that I live in America, so by your logic, then I should never be allowed to criticize the government. Do you agree with that statement? So I live here and I participate in American politics because I vote and I pay taxes and all that. So I participate in this, right? So does that mean I can't criticize a government? Is Elon a government? No, You're actually incapable of having this conversation. If you don't understand the connection that I'm trying to make, you're just incapable of having the conversation. So sorry, dude. If you can't understand my point of where I'm going, that I'm trying to allude to the fact that just because you're in a platform, or just because you live under a system, or just because you use a certain product, doesn't mean you can't criticize it. What are you on about? That's like, oh, dude, you can't ever complain about the quality of your smartphone because you use that smartphone. No, I'm going to complain about it if there's something wrong with it. What are you on about? Two vegans can eat beef? No, then they wouldn't be vegans. What? What are you talking about? So PETA can wear leather? What? Are you okay? Is the amount of like a copium just like short circuiting your brain? Is that what's going on? Jesus Christ. I almost feel bad. Is the amount of copium just like, yeah, links get automated because to tell you the story, Army of Lime, links get automated because A, Nazis, and B, some dipshit DDoSed my stream. So after that, the links were shut off. TLDR. Nazis and somebody trying to DDoS my stream took away link privileges for everybody. Well, again, I know that you're on high levels of copium, my dude, because you're gonna have to twist yourself into so many pretzels, by justifying this guy Elon Musk, and by extension justifying the Nazi adjacent ties here. But you know, whatever, dude. If that's what you're telling yourself. Whoa.
Zuckerberg, Sam Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Bankman-Fried. For years, we've all been told that these tech titans are literal geniuses.
Who even cares that some rapper likes a long dead man? What? What do you mean? Who even cares that some rapper likes a long dead man? Are you talking about Hitler? I think that's very relevant, especially if he is espousing his ideology, and some rapper who is internationally known pushing Nazi talking points. Yeah, that's kind of a problem, dude. I mean, if you're okay with that, you too, Sneg, you too. What do you mean, who cares? Yeah, if somebody's simping out for Nazis, that's pretty important, especially, it's not just simping for Nazis. It's the fact that he's like a huge, mega, a figure. He's an international rapper star or whatever. He is known by millions. That's the problem. You know, this guy took like the Adam ruins everything. Took a turn from the into the based section. welcome. Yeah, the long dead man just happens to be the, king of the Nazis. It's kind of an important detail. He's not just some long dead man. You're kind of acting a little bit sus. Yeah, he ruined too much, so now he's like a leftist. True. Also, possibly the worst part is that the Nazis now have a really famous black friend. Yeah. Yeah, like basically, Ye said it himself. He is but a vessel. People like Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos and all these like Nazi fucks, they don't give a shit about him. They just want West espousing their shit for them and have a vehicle as to which they could perpetuate this. You're quick to judge people? Not really. I'm not really. Right away you assume that I like Elon because I didn't attack him or jump on your bandwagon. No, I'm saying that your defense of him, I guess being adjacent to Nazis is just not a deal breaker, and I don't really find them funny. I don't really find them funny. There's nothing funny about like espousing like Nazi ideology. There's nothing funny about the ex-president of the United States meeting with Nazis, who's running again, by the way. Like, there's nothing funny. In 1920s, like in the Weimar years, that's exactly the kind of attitude that let someone like Hitler just kind of finagle his way into power. Saying like, he's just a clown, dude. He's funny, man. Just stupid and ignorant. He doesn't know what he's doing. Don't pay attention. Just ignore them or just laugh. He's a clown. Hitler would never amount to anything. It's that kind of thinking. Dude. Hitler's such a clown, bro. He would never. You see, he's too violent. Ugh. He would never get into power. Yeah, yeah, dude. If you're just thinking, if your thought process to like Nazi ideology, being normalized, and you just finding it funny, or you just finding it like ignorant, then yeah, you kind of are. The correct response to someone saying Nazi shit is to be like, hey, fuck off. That's the correct response. It was a Trojan horse as owning the libs the whole time. Yep, true. Yeah, just keep owning the libs, it's all funny and haha and the memes. Yeah, it's all to own the libs, the memes. Yeah. G, you're right and I'm wrong. That's what you need to hear. No, I'm just explaining to you history and how it happened. I didn't say you said anything about Nazis. I said that if your response to literal Nazi ideology being spread and being said by a huge international mainstream celebrity is haha, just laugh at how stupid and ignorant they are, that's a problem. That's a problem. You said it, not me. What are you on about? Like, again, I understand that you're on some superhuman levels of copium. I get it. Because you're not even making any sense. What's the answer? Lower yourself to their levels? No. You tell them to fuck off. You don't defeat Nazism by ignoring it and saying, they're just stupid and ignorant. Yes. Exactly, Carpe Pax. It's all, yes, it's all fun and games until someone gets holocausted, You stand up to them. You stand up to them and you call them out and you say, fuck off. Do you think we have to defeat Nazism? Have you not been paying attention? Have you not been paying attention to what I've been, a single word to what I've been saying? In the US, yes, everywhere, wherever it shows up. If you see some fucker online or some fucker online saying some Nazi shit, yeah. What are you talking about? Why would you let that slide? Yeah, here, in space, everywhere. You never heard... You never heard Kanye West, Nick Fuentes, who says Nazi stuff online? Okay, I'm being gaslit. Yep, I'm being gaslit in 4K. Nope. Not gonna fall for it. Nope. I'm being gaslit. Nope. Nope. Fight them on the beaches. We'll fight them in the fields. And we'll fight them on Twitter. True! Wherever they show up, fuck them. Rip Van Winkle just woke up? Yeah, no, I'm not. Listen, after that shenanigans that happened on Monday... Wait, was it Monday? Yeah, after that shenanigans that happened on Tuesday, I'm sorry. No, I'm not being gaslit into 4K talking about, like, who is Nazis? You know, where are the Nazis? When I literally just played a clip of Kanye West praising Hitler. And there's like a 3-hour broadcast in the US because Alex Jones's studio is in the US. Tim Pool's studio is in the US when he attempted to go on like a 20-minute rant trying to shove in every way possible the Jewish question on Tim Pool's platform to tens of thousands of people that later get tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of views later that amount to millions a month. Who's saying Nazi shit? Fuck off. I'm not getting gaslit. Nope. Did you see him on Alex Jones? Who, Ye? Yeah, I saw the whole thing. That's why I'm talking about it. Nah, I don't give a shit. No. Nope, I don't give a shit. You can try to you can try to engage in whatever mental gymnastics that you need to do, Sneg, to justify it. But no, Alex Jones having Ye, especially knowing after he's been on like the podcast circuit going on about the Jews and the Jewish question, and then still wanting to have him on along with Nazis. Yeah, nah, he no excuses. No excuses. Oh yeah, look, the new Ye logo just dropped. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and like the thing is, like, I keep seeing again, a lot of people are trying to say that like Ye is like, you know, obviously suffering and going through some like mental illness and whatnot. Yeah, But that doesn't make you a Nazi. He wants to be a contrarian. He can argue for the environment, socialism, or animal rights, maybe become a Buddhist. True. Why does he have to out-Republican the Republicans? True. And you know that they're freaking out about this. You know that they're freaking out about this. Like the conservatives, just like our friend who decided to stop talking, Wretched Deal or whatever their name is. You know they're flipping out. When the House Judiciary GOP Twitter account, the official Twitter account, went back to a tweet 2 months ago, found it and deleted it. Okay? That's how you know some panic is going on underneath there. True. Yeah, rich people only break in one direction, and they certainly don't break left. True. Nobody will talk about him if he becomes a Buddhist. Maybe he wants to be recognized as a crazy and play his children. Nah, it doesn't matter. Nope. Nope, I don't care. If you want to twist yourself into the tightest pretzels of pretzels, to justify or try to explain this, by all means. But just know that that's engaging in some high levels of copium, when you don't really have to give any credence, especially when it comes to this type of shit. I don't know why you feel the need to try to make yourself into pretzels this way, to justify this. I mean, drinking concentrated simp juice. Yeah, like that's literally what conservatives are doing right now. It's unbelievable. This is what high levels of copium, superhuman levels of copium, makes you do. It makes you find tweets from 2 months ago, and delete them. And the point of me bringing up Elon Musk is because A, he unbanned Ye, and B, it is just like completely nonchalantly cool with this. That's it. Who the F wrote that tweet? Which one? This one? Oh yeah, that was yours truly. That was yours truly. I got this screenshot that the House Judiciary GOP deleted, and yeah, that was me. Oh, you wonder who actually wrote it? I don't know. Um, it's probably one of the interns that were allowed access to the account, and just someone from the Judiciary Committee, whether it be Gates, Jim Jordan, those folks. Any one of them could have just been like, yeah, tweet something like that out. That's good. Yeah, all right, cool, and gave the thumbs up, and that's how it happened. Probably, yeah. Some intern that got like thumbs up to tweet this. Again, to own the libs or something, to trigger the libs. Look where that's got us, right? Look where that's got us. We're triggering the libs so hard. We're willing Nazism into like the mainstream. Cool, dudes. Nice. Right out of college, media studies told him he was a social media coordinator with 20 years of experience. True. Anyways.
Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Bankman-Fried. For years, we've all been told that these tech titans are literal geniuses.
Literal
Visionary
geniuses.
thinkers who earned their power through sheer intellect.
Literal gods. Okay? Gods among men. Raiden Rap, how's it going?
But after what we've seen over the past few months, I think we finally need to admit, once and for all, that these people are fucking idiots. And they have been the entire time. I mean, just look at what's happening. Self-proclaimed real-life Iron Man Elon Musk just went billions into debt to buy his favorite bird website, then fired everyone and announced his new toy was about to go bankrupt. Boy Emperor Mark Zuckerberg just laid off 11,000 people. At the same time, he's wasting $36 billion on a metaverse no one wants to use. And 30-year-old crypto billionaire in shorts, Sam Bankman-Fried, turned out to be nothing but a massive fraud when his crypto exchange, FTX, evaporated into thin air along with billions in regular people's money. Now, I hesitate to call anyone stupid. As an esteemed public intellectual, name-calling is beneath me. But these people are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. And that's bad because they literally run vast swaths of our economy. And when we buy into their bullshit, we enable them to fuck us over time and time again. And it has to stop now. Okay,
Dude,
before
Adam Conover just went like fucking Dark Adam has risen. Okay? Dark Adam has risen. From Adam ruins everything to Dark Adam just like coming out of based, coming into the based world. Thank you.
Before we get really into it, I want to thank all my supporters on Patreon for making this video possible. If you'd like to join them, head to patreon.com/Adam Conover. Okay, off to the races. Let's start with the richest and stupidest man in the world, Elon Musk. For decades, journalists, biographers, and fanboys have described Elon as a super genius who's propelling us into the next century. But his purchase of Twitter proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Elon is a fucking dumbass.
Right, like, keep in mind that, like, all this, like, Emperor has no clothes kind of deal, really came out into the open, because Twitter is one of the first times to my understanding that Elon Musk has had actual like sole control of the decisions being made here. There's no board or shareholders, I should say, here on Twitter. Nothing like that. Tesla has shareholders. SpaceX and all that. At all points of anything that Elon Musk has been a part of, he has had his hand held the entire time. Twitter's different. The general public is just now understanding what the left has known all along. Yep. Adam is starting to become mandatory watching like Cody. True. Hey, Dacapolion, how's it going? Super genius. Yeah, true. The simulacra. How's it going, Michael Hasser? I don't know if I said hi. With all the public money, there must be tons of interventions at SpaceX. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Twitter is like the first time to my understanding that Elon has had like actual decision control. It's good. I just caught part of the Oh yeah, no, we've you know gone through that. Is Adam a socialist? Where does he fall on the political spectrum? I don't know. But from my understanding or from my vibes, like at the very minimum, we're going into like we're crossing over from like some kind of like center left to a little bit more left than that. Maybe sock them like Army of Lime says. Maybe sock them or more. Based on what he's been talking about.
He bought himself a $44 billion toy and broke it on the first day. Why? Because he doesn't understand a goddamn thing about it. See, in order to buy Twitter, Elon took out more loans than a Florida homeowner in 2007. The company is now on the hook for $1.5 billion a year in interest payments alone. And since Twitter was already unprofitable to begin with, that means that Elon needs a ton of revenue right the fuck now. So he decides, hey, people love those blue check marks, let's make them pay for them. And this is simply staggeringly stupid. I mean, okay, he's right. Speaking as a member of the digital elite, we love our blue checks. I got mine in 2013 when I was on the failed reboot of VH1's Best Week Ever, and I've treasured it ever since. Oh, look at that guy. He hasn't even ruined anything yet. By putting the blue check up for sale, Musk destroyed its entire purpose and lost himself billions in revenue. See, the point of the blue check mark is that it allows everyone to tell at a glance which accounts are run by the actual person or organization they represent. But not anymore. The day the new verified badge launched, Twitter was deluged with verified tweets from George Bush bragging about killing Iraqis, Super Mario giving the finger, and drug company Eli Lilly announcing that insulin was now free.
Which caused their stock to torpedo into the ground, which was hilarious. Good stuff. With Eli Lilly tweet is probably the best thing that's ever happened to Twitter. True. Also, yes, insulin should be free though. True.
Now, all three of those are genuinely hilarious, but the last one actually caused Eli Lilly's stock price to plummet by 10%, losing them billions in market cap. Which, again, is hilarious, because fuck Eli Lilly, insulin should be free. But as a result, they canceled millions in advertising dollars they were going to spend on Twitter, as did countless other brands. Twitter has spent the last 15 years painstakingly building credibility and trust with brands so that they felt comfortable enough to, advertise on a service known to most of us as a cesspool of nonsense and hate. And Elon just burned it all down with one of his dumbass flamethrowers for $8 measly bucks. But hey, maybe he can make it up with all of that sweet subscription revenue. Well, let's see. According to the New York Times, about 140,000 accounts signed up for Twitter Blue in the days after
all life-saving
launch.
medicine should be free. All medicine, like in general. Like healthcare should be just kind of a thing that happens because, we live in a society. Imagine having to pay for medical treatment. Oh, wait. Ha! Imagine going into almost $2,000 in debt just to fix your teeth. Oh, wait, that's me. I had to get into $2,000 in debt because it turns out I don't just have magical $2,000 to poof into the existence, as it turns out.
He's wasting $36 billion on a metaverse no one wants to use. And 30-year-old crypto billionaire and Sam Bankman got from co-founding PayPal, got from follow privacy regulation source of revenue. On shows this year, and that lead just burned it all down with one of his dumbass flamethrowers for $8 measly bucks. But hey, Maybe he can make it up with all of that sweet subscription revenue. Well, let's see.
Hey, that's
According-
exactly what I need, Army of Lime. I need my wisdom teeth pulled out because one of them is freaking sideways. But yeah. One of them is freaking sideways, but yeah, just I'm being extorted for $2,000 to have like the privilege of having teeth. And again, it's on credit. Imagine spending $20K because you don't want to burst your appendix to kill you. Yep. Or you can get fluids when you have to flu and reduce fevers, things to make you feel better right away. I have no top teeth because my insurance won't pay for dentures just for the top. That's some bullshit.
According to the New York Times, about 140,000 accounts signed up for Twitter Blue in the days after launch. So, at $8 per account, that means the verification system brought in a little over $1 million in revenue. Use that to pay down the $1.5 billion Elon owes this year, and that leaves, $1.5 billion. Elon would need 187 million people to sign up for Twitter Blue just to pay back his lenders, and he's currently 0.07% of the way there. Good luck, bud. Hope that was worth destroying your company's sole source of revenue. On top of being terrible at math, Elon also fucking sucks at the one thing he's supposed to be good at, running a company. When Elon bought Twitter, he immediately fired half its employees, then realized he needed some of them to, run the website, so he begged them to come back like a desperate ex-boyfriend who thought he could do better. Elon treated people so poorly that the executives in charge of trust and safety, privacy, information security, and regulatory compliance all quit. Whoa, that might be a problem since Twitter is currently under an FTC consent decree that requires them to strictly follow privacy regulations when they do things like, say, publish a new paid verification service. I'm not a legal guy, but let me just check what the penalty is for violating that consent decree. Oh, says here it's billions of dollars in fines and potential jail time. Good luck with the feds, champ. So why is Elon Musk fucking this up so badly? Simple. His carefully crafted public image as a genius innovator has been a con from the very start. Elon didn't found Tesla. He used the money he got from co-founding PayPal, the payment service that sucks, to buy a stake in Tesla. Then he kicked out the original co-founder, Martin Eberhard, and stole Martin's title, not to mention his car. SpaceX does some cool shit, but they're a government space contractor that makes their money suckling at Uncle Sam's teat.
True. He'll pay a fine and that's it. That's why he's making it seem like the feds would actually prosecute him. That fine is $1-something billion, dude. Like I said, hey, Wretched Deal, look, bro, I understand that you're here to be, try to twist yourself into pretzels for this guy. But I hear a lot of things, Wretched Deal. I see those words, I see them. But you know what's very interesting about the comment that you've happened to make, despite not making a single other comment previously? You know what I noticed? None of that is refuting what Adam Conover is saying. None of those words refute whatever his point is that he's making. I'm not twisting myself into anything by stating that he can afford to pay the fine. Okay. Adam's making things unfit for use. True. Humiliation is one of the few ways to deprogram the cult following. Really? You think so? Maybe. I don't know. These people have no shame.
And face it, Elon didn't design those rockets. He just brags about it on Twitter. And finally, there's Hyperloop and the Boring Company. Remember how Elon claimed he invented a new system of transportation that was supposed to end traffic forever? Well, that turned into a 2-mile tunnel in Las Vegas where a Tesla drives you at 30 miles an hour. Yeah, it's pretty slow, but it could be useful if you're too drunk to stumble from the Bellagio to the Circus, I guess. Elon is good, no, great at exactly 3 things: trolling, causing chaos, and telling everyone he's a genius. And he does all those things on Twitter, which seems to be the only reason he bought it.
True. The banks could afford to pay the fines after they got bailed out, and the Dems didn't jail any of them after they collapsed the financial system. What? What is this whataboutism? Like I said, it's okay. You can twist yourself into however much pretzels you need, my friend. It's okay. The superhuman levels of copium that you guys are going through right now, it's okay. It's okay. I don't understand what this whataboutism is. Yeah, the Wall Street thing 2008 was bad. And? What's your point? I wonder if they'll say the same thing, if Elon's too big to fail. Banks should pay Twitter's fines for privacy violations? No one said that? Yeah, like, that's a good point, Simulacra. No one said that. The banks aren't going to pay the... Yeah, that's a great point, Simulacra. Why am I entertaining this? The banks aren't going to pay the fines. What? What does this have to do with anything? I don't know. I'm gonna chalk it up to superhuman levels of copium. PayPal is a good thing, is it not? PayPal is a good thing. I don't know.
But you know,
I guess you think what? You think fines are a big I never said that. What? Hello? Are your ears clear? Are you good? Can you hear me okay? Hey, chat. When did I say fines? When did I say that I think that fines are a big deterrent? Did I say that? Did I say that?
you know what? If you're addicted to gambling, you probably shouldn't buy the horse track. And now that Elon runs Twitter, he's running it straight into the ground. The site's become dangerously unstable, and it's already ceased functioning in countries around the world. And I do need to point out that as much as we all hate being on Twitter, it is important as a means of communication. It's a vital link to the outside world for people living under repressive regimes. It's a professional network that millions use to find work. And it's how we figure out if that shaking was actually an earthquake or not. When Twitter collapses, it's going to be an undeniable loss.
I don't know. I disagree with that. If Twitter goes down, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a shit if Twitter disappears tomorrow. If Twitter tomorrow stops functioning and like files for bankruptcy or whatever, I literally will not care.
Oh, Musk is going to be fine. He'll still be a billionaire. But millions of people around the world could soon have their voices silenced just because this dumbass wanted to swing his dick around. Speaking of dumbasses, Mark Zuckerberg.
Oi! I could care less and the media loves it, true.
For most of my adult life, he's been described as a brilliant prodigy. Mark created a social network that exploits the data of billions of people and built it into an impregnable super monopoly with billions of users. But in recent years, Facebook has fallen on hard times. Mark's been hauled before lawmakers to explain why he stole customer data and undermined democracies around the world. Apple has blown a giant hole in Facebook's profits by allowing users to opt out of having their data stolen. And most importantly, TikTok has been kicking Mark's pasty ass. As a result, Facebook has lost 60% of its value in the past year. So, in a desperate move to prop up his share price, Mark made up some stupid sci-fi bullshit. He renamed the company Meta and has so far spent $36 billion building a new digital world he calls the Metaverse, where you can, do something? It's not really clear. Play cards with a robot, I guess? Mark's pitch, though, is that in the future, we're all going to work, live, and play in the...
Imagine getting destroyed by TikTok. True. I don't understand how Mark Zuckerberg can pay so much for something on par with a PlayStation 1 game. True.
the metaverse, and Facebook will dominate it, so therefore you need to invest all your money in Facebook right now. Now, first of all, that sounds like a dystopian nightmare that we should stop at all costs, but don't worry, it's all bullshit. That video was faked on a green screen. The metaverse Mark's actually building sucks ass. I mean, this shit looks like The Sims for PlayStation 2. It
True.
is so rudimentary that the big feature they're excited about is, get ready for it, adding legs. Wow, that ought to boost the share price. And once he adds taints and buttholes, there's no stopping him. Oh, wait, never mind. Turns out the legs video was fake too. Mark ain't got no legs. Just as an aside, why the hell did they make Mark the face of this shit? I mean, they have so much money. They could have hired Samuel L. Jackson, or Spider-Man, or a hologram of Betty White. Whose fantasy of the future is to hang out with Mark Zuckerberg? The dude is a robot frat boy programmed to simulate humanity.
Smoking meat, smoking these meats. I'm making meats now.
I'm sure you are, buddy. And soon you'll learn how to eat them too.
The ribs and the brisket need to be eaten.
Unsurprisingly, Mark's jank-ass metaverse is emptier than his childhood birthday parties. So few people are using Horizon Worlds that Mark had to literally order his
Xbox
own
have a title like
employees to
this
use
years
it
ago?
more.
True.
Okay, so how is it
No,
possible
I'm not sure.
to spend $36 billion on a product that you are relying on to save your company and have it be so bad even the people who built it don't want to use it? Well, turns out it's pretty easy if you're a fraud who's never invented anything in your goddamn life. Let's be clear. Despite his reputation as an innovator, Zuckerberg has actually bought or stolen every piece of his empire. When Instagram and WhatsApp started growing fast enough to threaten Facebook's monopoly, he bought them out. When Snapchat refused to sell, he stole its best feature, the story. Oh, and let's not forget that the entire empire was built on our stolen data. Zuckerberg's not a genius. He's a guy who got lucky one time, then used his money to rob and steal his way to the top. But you know what? Suddenly, stealing isn't working anymore. His latest attempt, Instagram Reels, is just shitty TikTok. Everyone knows it, everyone hates it. So for the first time in his life, Mark is trying to invent his way out, and he fucking sucks at it. This month, Facebook announced that they were laying off 11,000 employees. 11,000 real people with real lives lost their livelihoods. But Mark, the guy who caused the disaster by wasting $36 billion on
Not only that, it's not just the 11,000 people, not just the 11,000 people that lost, their jobs, but like the people, their families too.
on a chat room that looks worse than Wii Sports, he's gonna be fine. When Facebook was founded, Mark gave himself special voting shares in the company that ensure he can never be removed as CEO, even for gross stupidity. The dude is not some programming genius from a Sorkin movie, okay? He's just another businessman bozo who figured out how to stay rich and powerful no matter how much he fucks up. Oh, and speaking of massive fuck-ups, let's talk about Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yes, let's.
SBF was the founder and CEO of crypto exchange FTX. And until recently, he was considered a wise sage, the trustworthy visionary who was going to usher us all into a utopian future of crypto finance. Literally just a few months ago, Fortune magazine was calling him the next Warren Buffett, and he got positive headlines for driving a beat-up old car, sleeping on a beanbag chair, and, you guessed it, planning to give all his money to charity. Now, if you saw my last video, you're already smelling the bullshit. But in this case, Sam's uppance came mighty quick. See, FTX was basically a crypto bank. Real people deposited billions of their real dollars into FTX to buy cryptocurrencies. But then, when a bunch of them tried to withdraw their money all at once, FTX didn't have enough cash to pay. Why not? What happened to all that money? Well, it turns out that Sam had given it to one of his other companies, Alameda Research, to gamble on risky crypto bets. And in the meantime, he had filled FTX's balance sheet with a bullshit cryptocurrency that he invented. Like, imagine if your bank filled its vault with Monopoly money and took your deposits to Atlantic City, and you're starting to get the picture. It was the sloppiest scam imaginable. Yet, just a few months ago, Investors were hanging on to SBF's every
Jesus
word.
Christ.
According to a glowing profile of Sam published just a few weeks ago, on one occasion he wowed the money guys by claiming he was going to turn FTX into a super app where you can do anything you want with your next dollar. You can buy Bitcoin. You can send money to a friend anywhere in the world. You can buy a banana. Now, I'm pretty sure I can already buy a banana, but the investors ate this shit up. They start going, I love this founder, 10 out of 10, yes! They all probably started high-fiving each other and jerking each other off. I don't know what these fucks do, okay? But then they find out that he was playing League of Legends during the entire meeting. And instead of kicking him out on his ass, you know what they did next? They said that was incredibly impressive and gave the motherfucker $200 million. Why? That's not impressive. That's dumb as shit. Especially because it turns out SBF sucked at League of Legends. The dude never even got out of bronze rank. But they were like, wow.
I'm probably better than him at League of Legends? That's exactly the amount of outrage, especially being that bad of at League of Legends, okay? That's the real problem here. Clearly. Pathetic.
Can bullshit us and get ganked at the same time? Give him all our money. Okay, let's see. A 30-year-old who sleeps on a beanbag chair is way into crypto and sucks at his favorite video game. That's not a genius, that's just everyone's burnout cousin. And just like your cousin, Bankman-Fried is broke as shit now. Of course, that doesn't hurt him much. His billions were fake to begin with. But the people he convinced to invest, the folks at home who saw his celebrity endorsements, the FTX patches on the Major League umpires, and the Super Bowl commercial with Larry David saying, don't miss out on crypto. They invested their real,
That's so
actual
infuriating.
money.
What a piece
and
of shit.
all of that money is now gone. This motherfucker destroyed people's lives.
What a piece of
And you
shit.
know what? It's easy to look at those people who got hurt and say, well, they kind of deserved it, right? Because they were stupid too. They got fooled by this obvious bullshit artist. And I get that, because a lot of people were smart
Hey,
enough
Bob
to see
Dragon,
the
how's it
truth.
going? I'm sorry, I didn't say hi to you earlier. How's it going? It's been a while since I played League of Legends, and I'm positive I sucked at it, but even I got to silver. Yeah, I bet like if I fired up the old League of Legends, I bet I could make it past bronze. Or gold. Yeah, I bet I can make it past bronze. I was just lurking but listening. Thank you, I appreciate it. Welcome. Howdy.
About SBF and Elon and Zuck the entire time. You don't need to be a genius to realize that crypto is a scam, or that the metaverse is incoherent, or that the fucking Tesla tunnel isn't going to solve traffic. Just put a train down there, Elon. It's called a subway. God damn it. You just needed to be a little smarter than those three idiots. And a lot of people were. A lot of you watching this video were. And you were screaming to the heavens about it the entire time.
True.
The problem is, our culture, our entire society is run by dudes like this. Privileged, incompetent men who claim to be changing the world when what they're really doing is hoarding power they don't deserve.
True.
And so they designed the world we live in to protect them and elevate them and amplify their message.
True.
So our media...
Yeah, I don't give a shit about fucking Telegram. Honestly. That's another fucking cesspool. I don't give a shit. In fact, like, if all these people want to, like, lose their money in crypto and whatever, oh well. Adam is buttering us up. True. Whatever. Telegram is, like, full of... Telegram is, like, another place where, like, Nazis go, so, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit about Telegram.
Our corporations, our
it.
government, they all bought these guys' bullshit, and then they served it back to us like one of Zuck's smoked meats. Eat up, they said. These men are geniuses. Their shit tastes like candy. And so, can you really blame people that a lot of us believed it? I mean, sure, Elon must be a genius. They said it on the news. And that belief, our cultural conviction in their brilliance, gave them power they did not deserve. Not just money, not just political power, but psychological power over all of us. Like, seriously, I have friends who are literally worried that their kids will grow up trapped inside of Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse because Zuck convinced them it's really going to happen. Cities canceled their transit projects because...
Well, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I don't think you can do that in other apps, Dragon. The tragic thing is that same shit as feudalism, people believing that they are lessers to the people lording over them for some mythical reason. Right. Yep. So frustrating.
Elon Musk said the Hyperloop was on the way. Real people gave Sam Bankman-Fried their money because they believed he was building the future of finance. And now that they're inevitably failing, we're the ones who are paying the price. It's our money that's getting lost, our cities and online spaces that are being destroyed, our jobs that are being eliminated while they skip off happily to their next fuck up. The only way the chaos will stop is if we stop elevating and admiring idiots like this. And that
Hey,
is
you're
the silver
listening,
lining
Daily Blend? I know you're still there.
to the bursting of this bubble. Sam, Zuck, and Elon haven't been hurt by their apocalyptic failures, but their image has. Everyone, from the media to the government, can finally see the truth.
Maybe you're right, SV Harkin. Maybe there's some point in, like, if Elon just gets unbelievably embarrassed, like completely, emperor has no clothes kind of deal. Maybe then can the cult mentality be broken? Maybe there's a point, SV Harkin.
That's a good thing, because if we remember that these guys are actually dumbasses, we can beat them. Twitter users have figured out that if a man is dumb
Jail would
enough
be the
to
best
waste
way, true.
$44 billion to boost his own ego, it's really easy to troll him into wasting even more. The game VR Chat is way more popular than Horizon Worlds, but the team that created it spent a fraction of what Mark did because, they're smarter than him. And Sam Bankman-Fried, well, his exposure as a fraud was such massive news that it's reduced confidence in the entire crypto sector and caused millions of people to distrust other crypto companies as well. Which is a
True.
good thing because crypto is full of shit. When we think critically about these people, their power evaporates. And it's so important that we start to do so. Because here's the kicker. There are millions of them. The mediocre man with rich parents, a bachelor's from an Ivy, and a bullshit vision for the future. I see 10 guys like that every day. Elon, Zuck, and Sam, they're just the ones who got lucky. And as soon as they fall, there will be more on the way. They're just like zombies. They're hungry, they're numerous, and they want to eat your brain because they don't have one. But you know what the best part about zombies is? Once you know how to outsmart them, they're really fun to take down. So the next time some vacant-eyed business boy shambles up and tells you to do as he says because he's going to change the world, remember, you're smarter than him, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
True, or at least take 5 seconds to freaking critically evaluate the situation. Jesus. Come on, people.
Hey,
Sweet. All right. It is past 8 o'clock, so we're just gonna speed run. We're just gonna speed run through some of these things. What messengers can you recommend? What are you talking about? Like messengers, like to send messages between people? I don't know. Use Signal. Yeah, there you go. Signal. Boom. Easy peasy. All right. Here's not nah, fuck Truth Social, never go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Oh, hey, Wretched Deal, glad you're back. Pay attention. Joel Greenberg sentenced 11 years after cooperating with federal probe into Matt Gaetz. Hey, look at that. Convicted fraudster Joel Greenberg, who cooperated extensively with the Justice Department's sex trafficking probe into Republican Representative Gaetz, was sentenced to 11 years in prison by a federal judge. Greenberg, a former Seminole County tax collector, previously pleaded guilty to underage sex trafficking, wire fraud, stalking, identity theft. No, that is your GOP. Own it, buddy. That's you. That's not my GOP. You can't. Nope. You gotta own it, my friend. You gotta own it. I've never seen a defendant who has committed so many different types of crime in such a relatively short period of time. Jesus. personnel did praise Greenberg's cooperation against other allegedly involved in sex crimes and fraud schemes, saying that the cooperation. Yeah, I know. You said not my GOP, but isn't Matt Gaetz a super Trumper? Yeah, he is. It wasn't Trump just having dinner with Nazis. Yeah, yeah, he was. That's your GOP right there. Damn. That's your GOP right there. No prosecution for Matt Gaetz. So the people he provided info get convicted. There's more. This investigation is not over, Buff Dragon. Yeah, at this point, dinner with 2 Holocaust deniers. Yeah, that's your. Is that your GOP? Is that what you mean? As part of his plea deal, Greenberg provided information to investigators about Gaetz related to sex trafficking probe. A source familiar with the case previously told CNN women who attended parties with Greenberg and Gaetz previously told CNN that they participated in sex parties near Orlando that featured local political figures, young women, Venmo payments, alcohol, and drugs. Gaetz has denied ever paying for sex or having sex with a minor. No charges have been filed for Gaetz as of yet. CNN reported in September that prosecutors recommended against an indictment, though senior Justice Department officials get to make the final call, and it's unclear if the decision has been made. So basically, they're going to weigh whether or not that they're going to move forward with an indictment. After sentencing, Greenberg's attorney, Scheller, whatever, was disappointed that the Justice Department hasn't charged anyone else as part of the sex trafficking investigation, which does include Gaetz. Damn, even his defense attorney is like, yo, what's going on here? Scheller previously said in court that Greenberg gave investigators information about 7 or 8 other men as it pertains to illegal sexual contacts with a minor. We expect the federal government to take on the hard cases and not just the easy convictions, urging prosecutors to pursue others. Jesus Christ. So, Wretched Deal, this is for you, buddy. This is your GOP. Apparently, his own defense attorney is saying that they should that they're mad that they're not moving fast enough against the other 7 or 8 individuals, men, who are allegedly engaging with illegal sexual contact with a minor. That's what they're there for. Adding to the saying that the Justice Department should hold higher level figures accountable for the sake of democracy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Scheller said that he and Greenberg communicated fairly recently in the past few months with prosecutors as part of his cooperation in the sex trafficking investigation. Initially facing 33 counts, Greenberg pleaded guilty to in May of 2021 to 6 federal crimes. The stalking charge was related to a hoax that Greenberg perpetuated against a teacher who ran against him in 2020 when he was running for re-election. Anyways, so yeah, this is just kind of expanding onto what he was on all the crimes he was engaging in. The point is, this guy was completely buddy-buddy with Matt Gaetz and several other individuals, and apparently gave a lot of information. So much so that the defense attorney is wondering why the Justice Department isn't moving fast enough. Yep. Remember what I said, folks. Pay attention, Wretched Deal. Remember what I said. What's the saying, folks? Every accusation is what, chat? I mean, we know Trump was buddies with Epstein and admitted to wanting... Yeah, I know. Gross. Remember, Wretched Deal, you said, what, Trump will save us all? That's your guy? Jeez. Yes. That's right. Every accusation is just a confession or admission. I mean, we know Trump was buddies with Epstein. True. Yes. Projection. I'd like to know each of the prosecutors' name that recommended against charges for Gaetz and how they got their jobs. That's a good question, because like we just read, Bub Dragon, even the defense attorney for the person who spilled the beans, even that guy's defense attorney is like, yo, what the f? Oh man, Jesus. All right, so we were talking earlier about this. If GOP had any decency, there would be mass resignations. Decency? That's not really in their. That's not really in their. That's not a thing for them. Rail union bosses warn of election consequences as Senate approves labor deal to prevent the strike. Leaders of the labor union have voted to not ratify the tentative labor deal, told CNBC ahead of the Senate vote to pass the legislation to prevent a rail strike on Thursday afternoon. The senators needed to realize that this is a humanitarian issue and the members will not forget who supported them. That's right. 3 unions, the Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen, the Brotherhood of Maintenance Way Employee Division, and Smart TD represent more than half of all railroad labor. So, Alio, this is what I was saying. These unions, these 4 unions represent more than half of the railroad labor, and they shot that proposal down. Meaning more than half of them did not want this. Are the candidates for your next election already known? Not 100%, but if you ask me, Trump is most likely going to win the GOP nominee, because that's who owns the GOP base, and that's who they are. Again, Trump, known for palling around with Nazis, for having dinner with Nazis. Still, by the way, the GOP has not issued any type of real pushback against this. Like, I think the most that we've seen from the regular from the GOP is like, Kevin McCarthy said that was kind of bad, but that's about it. So no pushback from the GOP. They tacitly endorsed this. Dude just palling around with Nazis and Holocaust deniers. So he's going to win the nomination. If you ask me to make a prediction, that's what I predict. And of course, it seems like Biden is going to be the runner for the Democratic Party. That's what it seems like. I don't think that there's any reason to believe otherwise. But no, it's not like set in stone as of yet right now. Our membership is going to support whoever stands with them. Damn, it's almost like what I've been saying the entire time about this whole situation is correct. There are political fallouts, which I wanted to talk about. When the Democratic Party came out and was like, yeah, dude, we're pro-labor, and Joe Biden's like, yeah, dude, we're pro-unions and pro-labor, I'm the most pro-union president and whatnot. And you do this shit, yeah, they're going to be mad. The workers are going to be mad, and that's a huge blow to the Democratic Party. It's looking like the Democrats are standing with our members and making sure that our members get sick leave. If that's the case, then we will. If Republicans are bold enough to step out and stand with labor and stand with blue-collar workers and vote with our members, then it's likely that they'll gain votes as well. The correct response from the Democratic Party was to support labor. Is my point made? Is my point understood? The proper response that the Democratic Party needed to do was unilaterally support, in unison, I should say, support labor. That was the key. That was the right answer, and they blew it. On Thursday afternoon, the Senate passed legislation that would force a tentative rail labor agreement and thwart a national strike, but a separate vote adding 7 days of paid sick leave failed. On Wednesday, the House had passed the tentative rail labor agreement and additional legislation to add the 7 paid sick days, which had been one of the most important issues. Like, why not put all of that together? If the Republicans torpedo that, then they can't blame it on the Dems. And it would give the leverage that labor needed to strike. That's what they should have done. Yeah, as they knew it wasn't included in the first bill. Right, which is unbelievably ridiculous. Unfreaking real. They should have included it all in one bill, put it all in one bill, make the Republicans vote against it, and then let them strike. And shift it and shift it to the railroad companies. Be like, hey, fix it. On Wednesday, the House passed a tentative layer, blah, 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 blah. Yep. All three union presidents say they understand why President Biden had pushed Congress to pass the tentative agreement, but Caldwell said that before the Senate vote, we hope that he stands by us on sick pay and that he's pushing the Senate for the vote of sick leave proposal. Right, which again, Biden, he's not a senator, I understand that, but rhetorically he could have been like, yeah, dude, I'm with the workers. Fuck you guys. Fuck the railroad companies. It's not like they didn't know. Pelosi straight up came out right after the session and said she didn't think the sick would pass, so why didn't she do anything? Right, it should have all been one bill. And then pin it on the Republicans if they're not going to support labor. But at least the Democrats did their job. At least they did their job there. And hey, give the green light to go for the workers to strike. Give them the leverage they need. That's it. People throughout the country have employers who pay them sick time. We have our employer, the railroad, paying management paid sick time, and you can't come to the table and bargain your rank and file for the same. It just doesn't make any sense. Well, because the railroad companies are greedy fucks. And now, if it ends up being, if it ends up being the case that the railroad workers are going to have to just take it, and that's it, well, they're going to remember that the next election. They're going to remember that the next election. In fact, they're telling you right now, hey, we will not forget who stood with us. And these labor power, these unions do have power, do exercise power. So, I don't know. It just seems like the most logical play would be to support labor. I super duper hope a wildcat strike happens, but who can afford that? Right. They can't, and that's why they want to strike. Yep. All right. I wanted to go over this, but this is kind of like whatever. It's a TLDR. I'll give you like a 5-second clip. Basically, Kevin McCarthy, once the Republicans take hold of the House, are going to waste time and energy investigating the January 6th committee. Why? About what? I have no idea. This is just to waste time and deflect, because like the GOP is in complete panic mode right now. Is in complete panic mode. So, we'll see. Just to kind of tie another end to the story, this prosecutor, I've talked about this prosecutor before, who has it out for the doctor who performed the abortion in the case of, remember folks, this was the case of a 10-year-old who was raped. This was the case of the 10-year-old who was raped. And this prosecutor is still, months later, after the doctor for, and I repeat again, performing an abortion on the 10-year-old rape victim. Republicans, folks. Republicans. Indiana's attorney, hey, wretched deal. This you? This your GOP? Tell me. Indiana's Attorney General asked the state medical board to discipline an Indiana doctor who performed an abortion on a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio in a case that had become a flashpoint in the debate of over access to the procedure. Indiana Attorney General, a Republican, is that your GOP or what? Accused Caitlin Bernard of violating a patient's privacy rights and the obligation to immediately report child abuse to Indiana authorities. Rokita has been investigating whether Dr. Bernard filed a state law requiring doctors to report abortions, even though public records showed that she promptly reported the abortion as required. His office asked the state medical licensing board to determine the appropriate penalty for Dr. Bernard, ranging from a letter of reprimand to permanent revocation of her medical license. Damn. Kathleen Delaney, Dr. Bernard's lawyer, it said in a statement that her client had complied with all reporting requirements and that she had discussed the girl's case with the bounds of applicable privacy laws. TLDR, like, it's really creepy and it's really gross, and it's a complete self-report on the Republican part that they're consistently doing shit like that. Consistently. Remember, every accusation ends up just being a confession. It's also really weird that in a lot of these states, it is so difficult to get exceptions for rape and incest. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird. I wish Elon bought Twitter a long time ago. What, to burn it to the ground quicker? Same. To burn it to the ground quicker? True. Anyways, yep. Just another example. Imagine trying to have it out for the doctor who helped a 10-year-old rape victim. Kind of weird, I know. Almost. It's almost like, it's almost like they're actually in favor of these kind of things, yet consistently accuse the other side of it. Yikes. Yikes. Are they trying to prosecute someone in a different state? No. No. They're trying the Attorney General of Indiana has a hard-on for to punish the doctor from Indiana. This is all in the same state, who had to perform an abortion for the 10-year-old rape victim. What's the issue then? That Republicans are pro-rape and are very weird with minors because apparently this Republican, and this isn't like the first case, this is just one of many examples, has it out for the doctor who legally performed a perfectly legal procedure on a 10-year-old rape victim, went as far as to report the child abuse to the authorities as by law, and yet this Republican Attorney General continues to attempt to harass her. If it's legal, they'll lose in court. That's why they're appealing to the medical board. They already lost that. I mean, again, I know that they're, conservatives today are really like high on the copium. But yeah, the TLDR of this, and if you've read into any of this, the TLDR of this is that, yeah, this dude has had it out for this doctor the entire time this procedure was done in a completely legal and a normal way. It's just to further the point. Every accusation just ends up being a confession. Isn't it a little weird that months later, this Attorney General, this Republican, is still trying to have it out for this doctor? It's not just a hater. It's not just a hater. It's a consistent theme in the Republican Party. They're just big mad. Big mad. Yeah, isn't it a little weird that the Republican Party consistently engages in this behavior? You don't see what's bad about harassing a doctor? It's not just Americans, dude. It's the Republican Party. Isn't it a little weird that this Republican has had it out for a doctor who had to perform this procedure for a 10-year-old rape victim? Do you think that that's like normal? That's okay? Yeah, even losing, it'll have a chilling effect. Correct. Because it tells everybody else that, yeah, we'll go after you, or we'll try to go after you. That's true. I mean, you could twist yourself into whatever, you can do whatever Olympic levels of mental gymnastics, my dude. It's not just suing. You can use whatever mental Olympic levels of mental gymnastics you need, my friend. I know today, high levels of copium. That's okay. Yeah, the Attorney General isn't just some random lawyer. It's not like a civil thing. The Attorney General is to prosecute them. Supreme Court reviewed legality of Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. Yeah, they said they were not going to use it until February, I think. Such bullshit. All right, folks. You're acting like they threw him in jail, but all that happened was a lawsuit filed. All that happened was a lawsuit. Hold on. Hold on. It wasn't just a lawsuit, by the way. So maybe before you speak, listen, here's a word of advice. Maybe before you type, since you're able to type, you can take 5 seconds to evaluate if whether or not the statement that you're about to type is true or not. Maybe take about 5 seconds. Quote, in an interview on Wednesday in Fox News, a Republican who's touted his efforts to combat abortion rights referred to Dr. Caitlin Bernard as an abortion activist acting as a doctor who has a history of failing to report. He told that he is investigating this doctor who treated a 10-year-old rape victim. We're gathering the information. We're gathering evidence. We're going to fight this to the end, including looking at her license. He said his office is looking into whether or not she failed to report in a procedure because in Indiana, it's a crime not to report, to intentionally not report. It was a criminal investigation. Okay? Maybe next time, before you even hit send on that message that you're typing, take 5 seconds. Take 5 seconds to see if whether or not what you're about to say is true or not. Is the doctor no, because she didn't commit a crime. That's why. So what are you mad about? The fact that this dude has a hard-on for a completely legal procedure only because he's a Republican and doesn't respect bodily autonomy and is completely fine instead of like acknowledging the 10-year-old rape victim, he's going after he went after the doctor. You went after the doctor. That's what I'm mad about. Instead of being mad at the fact that a 10-year-old was, yeah, that's it. You know what? Fuck off. That is wild. Just that is levels of Olympic levels of mental gymnastics to really be able to twist yourself like that. It is unbelievable today. Like, is all the right wing just completely overloading on copium, that it's just not, you know, they're just not able to consistently make any coherent points, or just try to you know, pivot away. Like, oh yeah, dude, that's it, that's what you're mad about? The fact that Republican attorney general is more concerned about the doctor instead of the 10-year-old rape victim? That's kind of sussy, my dude. I don't know. That's kind of sussy, Unsatiable 1776. That's kind of sussy. Yikes, dude. Whew. All the right listens to groupthink. Yeah, it's been wild today. Wild today. I mean, imagine having that response. So that's what you're mad about? Yeah. Wait, why aren't you mad about that? That's an enormous red flag, dude. Holy yikes. Oof. Yikes. Remember, folks, every accusation is just ends up being a confession, you know? The right wing just apparently doesn't really care that the right wing is more concerned about outrage over this overzealous attorney general, because this Republican man is more concerned about the doctor who performed the abortion than the child who got raped. Yeah, and then of course the response is, that's it? Yikes, dude. Yikes. Omega yikes. Giga yikes, I would say. Giga yikes. All right, folks, it is 8:42, man. It's about that time. I gotta get going. Gotta eat some food. What an ending to the stream. Sheesh. What an ending. His voters are the issue if he's reelected. True. Yeah, I'm nowhere near a GOP anything, dude. I don't associate with Nazis. Sorry. I don't associate with a party that's completely comfortable with Nazis. Maybe you are, Wretched Deal. Maybe you're okay with it. Maybe it's not a deal breaker to you. But I would never even remotely dream, not even in my dreams, not even in an alternate reality. Okay, how about that? In all honesty, I question why anybody would even want to remotely associate with the GOP, especially after all this. I mean, like I said, if you know, being Nazi adjacent and having and palling around with Nazis is just kind of like not a deal breaker, then maybe that just says more about you. I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm not your brother or GOP related in any way, shape, or form. Sorry. All right, folks. But for real, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you so much for the new follows. Thank you for the biddies. You guys are what makes this channel grow. If you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the follow button. You get five free emotes. Well, there might be more now. There's 2 kitty cat emotes. Please, if you want to support the channel, that doesn't involve any monetary, any money whatsoever, head on over to the YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. Yeah, no, I don't want garbage here. Please don't, because if not, then I'll just clown on them too. Don't worry about it. I would rather not have garbage, but I will clown on them too if they come. Just saying. They won't last very much here. They won't last very long, so I don't see the point. Make sure you spread the word far and wide that this is a chill's place. Yeah, do not come. Yeah. Please, do the Kamala Harris. Do not come, okay? Make sure you spread the word far and wide. We'll be here Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't worry, this is just yesterday and today were just like a temporary thing. I had to start late, so I apologize. But the normal time, Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Join the Discord if you want to keep up with the channel. I make announcements there, and I also post the articles and all that stuff, all that cool stuff. Folks, as always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love y'all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya. Hang tight, everybody. Oh, let's check out the Leftist Mafia. That's right. Matt Binder, The Rational National, The Serfs. Wait, I think it's Matt Binder. I forget. Anyways, let's go over there. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.